What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're discussing some more Delta Force Hawk Ops news. This is coming before the highly anticipated PC alpha test on August 6th. And listen, I just want to get my hands in the game, but now we actually know a bit about what we're going to be able to get our hands on due to some screenshots, and the devs also gave a detailed and lengthy anti-cheat update because people were voicing their concerns online. And I know from all the videos I made on Delta Force so far that that is one of the #1 concerns that I see in my comment section. People are concerned because it's a free-to-play game and it's a combined arm shooter, Battlefield style, so it's essentially a cheater's paradise. But it's nice to see the developers addressing this concern even before the playtest goes live. So we'll get into this stuff. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, especially if you want to follow Delta Force or really any FPS news. This is the channel for you. I will be giving my first impressions, and I'll be streaming the game, of course, when the alpha test releases. Follow my Twitch and sub to the YouTube channel to know when I go live. The first thing I want to state is, for those of you that don't know, the PC alpha test is going to be taking place on August 6th. Okay, I have some questions about that. Hopefully that clears some stuff up. And as far as what we will be able to play with during the alpha test, we got some new information, or at least new information to me. I'm not sure if this is, old info being reposted, but I'll share it with you anyway. So we have the screenshot here that they posted on their official Twitter, showing a lot of the stuff that will be available to us, as well as the operators, weapons, warfare maps, troop props, which I think is interesting, and vehicles. Starting from left, moving down, and then going over to the right, we start with the operators. Obviously, all these operators are going to have their own unique abilities. I know a lot of people have already expressed what they think about that. It is a bit tiring, but what are you going to do about it? Weapons, as you can see, there are going to be 42 weapons available to use during the PC alpha test because they show 8 in the pictures, and then they say 34 more weapons. So we have stuff like the PTR-32, the AWM, SKS, M249 Uzi, 95 Longbow, which I think is supposed to be a CZ95? Correct me in the comment section. The Benelli M1014, and the Desert Eagle. So a lot of these weapons are definitely things that we would expect to see in modern FPS games, some of which are more unique than others. Like, you don't really see the PTR-32 mentioned. I believe that's some variant of like a HK G3 platform. I'm heavily interested in just getting my hands on the game so I can learn how the gunplay works and how the guns feel. You can only really tell so much from watching gameplay. And speaking of gameplay, I apologize for the background gameplay. There really isn't much footage floating around of this game that I haven't used anymore, so I'll just have to wait to play the playtest. Now, moving down to the Havoc Warfare maps and Hazard Operation maps, these are two different modes. There are going to be different maps available for each mode, obviously. It's looking like they're going to be either 2 or 3 available maps to play in this playtest, judging by one of the maps for each of the categories saying coming soon. Obviously, when the game releases, which we still don't have an official release date as of recording this video, the game will feature many more maps. Now, moving over to the right side of this graphic, we see troop props, which I suppose is a way to say gadgets. That's what they would typically be called in similar games, such as Battlefield. And as you can see, this is basically Battlefield, guys. I'm not even going to lie to you. This is straight up just one-to-one Battlefield. We got armor plates. We got medical syringes. We got grenade launchers, ammo crates, med crates. We got spawn beacons, launchers, APS, and I believe that's a PLD or a SOFLAM, which is called Laser Indicator Sight. Through and through, each and every single one of those things are from Battlefield. So for those of you wanting a modern Battlefield game with a feel like, BF4, BF3, this game should be on your radar because I don't really know what else you could possibly want. They are literally copying it one-to-one. The only thing that I would remove from this list are the armor plates, simply because I don't want to hear people complaining about armor plates. Now, me personally, I don't care, right? But if people don't want them, just delete them from the game. And the last thing this graphic shows us is the vehicle section. There's a bunch of different LAVs. There's an AA variant. There's an infantry fighting vehicle variant. There are various transport vehicles, obviously the main battle tank, attack helicopter. But the highlights here, for me at least, are the fact that there's actually a tank destroyer featured, and there's an assault boat. So, again, BF4 style, there's assault boats. When's the last time a game has even featured assault boats? It has to be Battlefield 4, right? Comment down below, because I can't recall the last game other than BF4 that has featured assault boats. So it is clear from all of this information that the PC alpha test is going to feature a lot of things. They did mention in a previous dev talk that they are already working for content that should be coming out a year after Delta Force's official release. They said they're working on content all the way up to Season 4 of the game. And of course, Delta Force has been under development for over 4 years at this point, for those of you that don't know. So it's not like Delta Force is one of these rushed games. They've clearly taken their time on it. And guys, I'm not trying to hype this game up. I'm really not. But I truly hope it's one of those things where you take a look at it, you go, hey, that's cool, and it actually turns out to be cool. I don't want to be disappointed. And I genuinely think that regardless of what you think about, the company behind the game or the game itself or how much it is actually taking from Battlefield, you should hope that this game succeeds because, to be honest, what else is out there? And why wouldn't you want it to succeed? It's free to play. It's not like EA's charging you $80 for a game with a quarter of the content. So all in all, I think Delta Force is going to be really interesting to play on August 6th. Now, I want to turn my attention to the official anti-cheat dev talk that they posted alongside the screenshot. They essentially just walked us through what anti-cheat is, what it does, how they actually catch cheaters, how they ban them, some of the systems that they implemented. And if you would like to listen to it in its entirety, I will link it in the description. But they essentially summarize what they're going to do with the anti-cheat of the game. This is great in my opinion because, number one, it's transparent communication before the official playtest even releases on one of the biggest community concerns. And they clearly have noted this because why else would they make this post? It's good to see this. It really is because, again, this is very different from what we would experience from, let's say, EA with Battlefield. They would take, I don't know, maybe like a year or 2 years to say anything about any sort of important community thing, or maybe they won't comment on it at all. Maybe Delta Force is trying to take the new sort of transparent developer approach as X-Defiant is taking with their game, and I do think that you have to give them credit for this because it's very important nowadays to communicate with your player bases. People don't like being ignored. People want more communication than ever, especially when it comes to massive community concerns such as anti-cheat with a free-to-play game. So I have to say, guys, even before I get my hands on the game to give you my honest first impressions, they're on the right path, and I would genuinely love to see them succeed in what they're doing. Not many people are trying to do what they do. This is the first Battlefield competitor-style game that I have experienced since I became a content creator, or even before that. Like, I think the last notable one that still didn't do anything was World War III, and that was, 7 or 8 years ago at this point? Maybe a little less. So, as usual, hope for the best and expect the worst, and I want to take the end of this video to address some of weird comments in the comment section. Some people are saying, oh, Enders is talking big about Delta Force. No, I'm covering the game like I've always covered these games, and isn't it funny that as soon as I am slightly interested in a game that's coming out, people think that I'm sponsored by the game even though I'm not? Isn't that just hilarious how I can't win, right? I rag on Battlefield because it deserves to be ragged on 95% of the time, but as soon as a game that I'm interested in comes out and I express that interest, people think I'm sponsored. Like, it's actually insane. And by the way, if I was sponsored by Delta Force, I would have to legally disclose that information by clicking the I am sponsored button before I publish the YouTube video. Just to let you guys know that. There are regulations to this thing, okay? The company wouldn't be very happy if they sponsored me and I literally didn't disclose that I'm being sponsored, okay? You can't do that. So not to go off on a completely unrelated tangent there, but yeah, not sponsored. I've always been honest, and I will continue to be honest with you guys. And if you want to see my honest first impressions about this game, I will be releasing a first impressions video on August 7th, immediately after I play Delta Force for the first time in the playtest. So be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications on, hit the like button on this video, and I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders and this YouTube channel. If you want to see my first impressions live and in person, be sure to follow my Twitch channel, first link in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.